How often do we reflect on the reality around us? It seems solid, unchanging, governed by strict laws of physics. But what if behind all of this lies? Imagine your thoughts, your decisions create the world you live in. This is not science fiction, but a scientific hypothesis that researchers are exploring. Let's delve into how this is possible. According to classical physics, the world is a mechanism governed by strict laws. Isaac Newton provided us with a model of reality where everything is deterministic. If you know the initial conditions, you can predict the future. This concept remained unshakable for centuries. But quantum physics, which developed in the early 20th century, shattered this certainty. Experiments have shown that at the subatomic level, particles can exhibit properties of both waves and particles. Moreover, the act of observation seemingly determines their state. This means that particles choose one of their states when observed. The question is, how and why does observation have such a strong influence on matter? These discoveries lead to a debate about the role of the observer. Niels Bohr and Werner Heisenberg were among the first to argue that the observer's consciousness is an important factor. Niels Bohr stated, "If quantum mechanics hasn't shocked you, you haven't understood it." The idea that the mere act of observation influences matter seems impossible, but it is supported by experiments. Goswami, in his book, refers to the Double-Slit experiment and suggests that such paradoxes of quantum physics hint that reality cannot fully exist without a conscious observer. He argues that at the deepest level of being, matter and consciousness are interconnected. To explain this connection, Goswami proposes the concept of monistic idealism. This philosophy asserts that consciousness is the primary essence, and matter is merely its manifestation. The world we consider objective reality is the creation of our minds. The idea of monistic idealism has roots in ancient philosophy, but Goswami reinforces it with modern science. He writes, "There exists a singular consciousness that refracts and manifests in each of us. We are integral parts of this whole, and our apparent individuality is an illusion." This radically changes our approach to science, as if consciousness is primary. It means that it can influence the material world rather than vice versa. One of the astonishing phenomena in quantum physics is quantum entanglement. Two particles can be so closely connected that a change in the state of one instantly affects the other, regardless of the distance. Goswami believes this is a vivid example of the action of a unified consciousness. If the world is fundamentally unified and self-aware, then the connection between particles at the level of entanglement makes sense. In his book, Amit Goswami writes, "Entangled particles do not just obey quantum laws. They demonstrate the principle of non-quality, indicating the existence of a singular field where everything is interconnected." This leads to the hypothesis that consciousness is present everywhere, linking all elements of the universe. So, if consciousness determines reality, what role do we play as observers? Goswami presents a new interpretation of the famous phrase by Descartes, "I choose, therefore I am." This principle suggests that our choices influence the state of reality. In quantum physics, everything is in a potential state until we make a choice. Goswami emphasizes each of us as an active participant in creating reality. Our choices determine which possibilities materialize. This assertion provides us with a powerful tool and inspires us to take responsibility for what we create. What practical conclusions can we draw? If our consciousness indeed influences reality, then our thoughts and intentions can change the world around us. This idea is also found in ancient spiritual practices. Goswami suggests meditation and mindfulness as ways to manage our consciousness to transform our lives. In the book, he writes, "Meditation is a tool for realizing the unity of consciousness. It allows us to delve deeper into our consciousness and recognize that we are part of a greater whole." Thus, meditation becomes a means of strengthening our connection to reality and uncovering potential opportunities. So, if our consciousness can indeed create reality, what kind of world are we creating with our thoughts and decisions? Amit Goswami's book, The Self-Aware Universe, is not just a scientific exploration. It is a call to each of us to become conscious creators of our reality. Ultimately, it all boils down to the choices we make every second. And perhaps we are capable of influencing reality far more than we thought.